Facts.
I
Facts.
mean,
Well, he's Texas born and bred, baby. Wouldn't expect nothing else.
love it. Love the energy. We talked about it a little bit in the interview. Talked about the energy he brought to the press conference. Mike Houston said, "Hey, he's going to be the play caller."
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on everything that was kind of said? What was there something that stood out to you in JDB's press conference when he came?
Yeah, I mean, some of the things I've definitely listened to the press conference, heard it in full, heard what Houston had to say, heard what JDB said, and some of the things that really stood out to me. First and foremost, the kind of offense that he wants to run, right? He wants to be extremely aggressive. That is a stark contrast to what we are used to the last couple of years, right? Instead of playing not to lose, we're going to go out and play to win, and that's really what I wanted to hear in his opening presser. Extremely aggressive, up-tempo kind of offense. He mentioned, the air raid with a mix of that old school Baylor kind of offense. So it's going to be more of a spread tempo offense. We're going to get up to the ball. We're going to play fast. We're not going to wait for the defense to get settled. That forces the defense to have to play one-on-one matchups. Unless you have a really great defense with good linebackers, corner, and safety play, that's going to force you to have to, win those one-on-one matchups. If we can recruit at a level that we should be recruiting at, which we're already recruiting very good. We have one of the top class in the American. So, if we can win those one-on-ones, the kind of offense that he wants to run is going to be excellent. Another thing that stood out to me, he doesn't want to be labeled as an air raid guy, although there are many aspects of it. But he mentioned that the run game is going to open up the pass game, not the other way around. The pass game open up the run game. Quarterback, when he's talking about recruiting a quarterback, has to be a proven leader, extremely accurate, athletic, a kind of guy that can open up the play when the play breaks down. He can do something with his legs. He wants a really accurate, athletic guy who is a proven leader. Which obviously since Holton, this past year we did not have that. Love Mason, love Alex Flynn, respect both of those guys. But as far as those other 10 guys in the huddle looking at you and saying, okay, I trust and believe that you are a leader. You can go out there and get it done for us. That was not the case this past season. So I think we're going to have that under him. And then obviously, him being a tight ends guy, that's something that we kind of shied away from this past season. Him being able to go out and recruit some tight ends at a high level, get that position back rocking. When you have a really good tight end in an offense that can not only catch passes but block very well, you have no idea what that can do for an offense, especially when you have other skill positions that can do with their thing. So those are the kind of things I took away from his introductory press conference.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it, I mean, we talk about his coaching style and where he comes from, Artie. I mean, he comes from, I mean, a good tree in Lane Kiffin and those guys. I mean, Lane Kiffin from Nick Saban. But Josh, is the clip working now?
Look like in the fall.
It's going to be one that you feel like is always on the attack. We're going to be extremely aggressive. We're going to take our shots, and we're going to play. We're going to play at a pretty good tempo.
Love that. Love that. I mean, that's exactly what ECU needs.
A couple of things. So I knew a lot of people just from my ties to kind of that whole Mike Leach tree, as far as guys that have worked here before, Clay McGuire, Brandon Jones, those guys that were here with Lincoln and them. And those were guys that I called during the process of like, hey, what do you think of this place? What do you think of Greenville? All those things. And every one of them said the same thing. They're like, dude, that place is awesome. Like it is a legit place that the sky's the limit. And so that, and then just seeing from afar, obviously, you have a ton of crossover tape, and just seeing this place, seeing the fan base, that was probably one of the things that attracted me the most. Like coming from an SEC school in a small college town, you get that same feel here. This is an SEC town now, and these people care about this program, and that's what fires me up, because now we're going to go put something on that green grass that these guys are going to really like to watch every Saturday.
Love that.
Yeah, that honestly kind of shocked me the most when he said that. But I don't disagree with what he said, because Greenville, when football is good in this town, it definitely does have that SEC type of feel to it. It's better than a Carter Finley. It's better than whatever the name is for Carolina's football stadium. Keenan Stadium. It's much better than a Wallace Wade in Durham, right? So I mean, when ECU football is rocking, when Dowdy is rocking, I mean that it just feels big time. So he's absolutely right when he says that.
Yeah, Artie, and the biggest thing to me, and kind of got a sense last week when we talked to Donnie Kirkpatrick. I've been texting a couple of guys this week, and they all pretty much confirmed what we all thought, that Coach Donnie K wasn't the guy really calling the plays.
Yeah.
So I mean, now he's saying that JDB is gonna be in control of the whole offense. Josh, we got that clip.
Like the guys you have in place at a lot of the skill positions are going to fit what he's trying to do?
I think there will be the vast majority will fit within his scheme, and I think there are some pieces that we need to make sure we acquire to make sure that he has everything he needs. He and I will work together to ensure that he has an offensive staff that is prepared to implement his style of play to the fullest extent. So we're both in discussions on that.
And already, I mean, they've already started doing that, right? They've already started getting the offensive staff together, right? You've got the guy coming in from what is it, Purdue? This Matt Maddox?
Matt Maddox, new offensive line coach. Yep.
So, new offensive line coach. He's been at Texas. He's been at Purdue. He's been at UTSA. He's been at South Florida. He's been at Tulsa. I mean, he's been at these schools that, one, you're now competing with each and every day in the American Athletic Conference. He's been there. But he's also been at Power 5 schools that, I mean, Purdue's not crazy about Purdue, but he's been at Texas, right? We talked about it earlier. Texas is playing in the college football playoff. We know what Texas is. Horns down. All right. Like, with that being said, Artie, he knows what it takes to recruit some big nasties. And we know that a bunch of them are there in Texas. He's been recruiting Texas for forever. Now maybe he can find some more size, some more weight in some of those cornbread fed areas like Texas, like Oklahoma, and in that SEC region.
Yeah, and just to talk about Coach Houston for a moment, because it takes a lot of growth and maturity when you are the head guy, when it's your program, you're leading it, to be able to say, no, this is going to be his offense. I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to let him take the reins. He's going to get the guys that he wants, and we're going to let him run the show from an offensive standpoint. That takes a lot of growth. That takes a lot of maturity. So shout out to Coach Houston for coming out and saying that to the media, to the public, saying, hey, out in the open, this is going to be his offense the way he wants to run it. We have full faith he's going to run it the right way.